Imagine a puddle of muddy water after a long rain. It is cloudy and brown, filled with tiny bits of soil and leaves. You certainly would not want to take a drink from it. Clean, clear water is one of the most precious things on our planet. Every living creature, from the largest elephant to the smallest insect, depends on it for survival. It allows life to flourish in the most remarkable ways. But what if we could use nature's own magic to clean that murky water? What if a simple green plant held the secret to making it clear again? This is a wonderful question that we can explore with a simple experiment. Let us consider a fascinating idea. We take a large glass jar, and we fill it with this cloudy, dirty water. It is a miniature, murky pond, a tiny world, all on its own. Now, into this little world we introduce a hero, a small, vibrant water plant. Perhaps something like an elodea or a hornwort, with its delicate green leaves reaching for the light. We place it gently inside, its roots dangling in the brown liquid. Then, we seal the jar, closing it off from the outside world. What will happen inside this sealed container? A remarkable story is about to unfold, a silent drama of life and survival. This sealed jar has now become a self-contained ecosystem, a tiny representation of our own planet Earth. Everything the plant needs to live, or to fail, is trapped inside with it. There is water, although it is dirty. There is air, trapped between the water's surface and the lid. And most importantly, there is the potential for light to shine through the glass. The plant is now on a mission. Can it survive in this enclosed space? And more than that, can it perform a small miracle and actually clean the very water it lives in? It is a test of nature's resilience. Over the next few days and weeks, we will become observers of this isolated world. We are watching a slow, quiet process that happens all over our planet, every single moment of every single day. The plant, this small green life form, will begin to interact with its surroundings in the most extraordinary ways. It will not use soap or a filter. Instead, it will use the ancient and powerful tools of nature itself. It will harness the power of sunlight and perform a kind of magic that scientists call photosynthesis. The journey of this little plant in its glass home is a powerful lesson in how life works. To understand what happens in our jar, we must first understand the secret life of a plant. Plants are not just simple green decorations, they are incredibly complex living factories. They have a remarkable ability to create their own food. This process is called photosynthesis, and it is powered by sunlight. Think of the plant's leaves as tiny solar panels. They soak up the energy from the sun's rays. This energy gives them the power they need to perform a truly magical transformation. It is the engine that drives almost all life on Earth, and it is happening right inside our little jar. But sunlight is not enough. The plant also needs ingredients to make its food. It takes in a gas from the air called carbon dioxide. We, and other animals, breathe this gas out. The plant breathes it in through tiny pores on its leaves. At the same time, its roots are busy absorbing water and nutrients from its surroundings. In our experiment, the roots will pull water and tiny particles from the murky liquid. The plant combines the carbon dioxide and the water, and using the sun's energy, it creates sugars. These sugars are the plant's food, giving it the energy to grow taller and stronger. As a wonderful byproduct of making its food, the plant releases something vital into the air and water: oxygen. This is the very gas that we need to breathe to live. So, as the plant breathes in carbon dioxide, it breathes out oxygen. It is a beautiful exchange. In our sealed jar, the plant will slowly release tiny bubbles of oxygen into the water. This process is not just about the plant feeding itself. It is actively changing the environment around it. It is adding a life-giving gas to the water and air trapped within the glass walls of its home. So you see, a plant is in a constant, active relationship with its world. It takes things from the environment like sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water, and it gives something back like oxygen and its own growing body. This cycle is what makes life on our planet possible. The plant in our jar is doing exactly this. It is using the resources sealed inside the jar to survive and grow. It is a tiny, living engine, working silently to change its own small world. This incredible process is the key to understanding if it can truly clean the water. Let us return to our sealed jar, sitting patiently in the sunlight. On the first day, not much seems to have changed. The water is still quite cloudy, a murky brown or gray. The little plant sits within, perhaps looking a bit lonely in its cloudy home. But even though we cannot see it, the process has already begun. The plant's leaves are absorbing the sunlight shining through the glass. Its roots, deep in the murky water, are slowly beginning to draw in water, and with it, some of the tiny particles of dirt and debris that are making the water so cloudy. It is the quiet start of a very slow transformation. After a few days, we might begin to notice the first subtle changes. The larger particles of dirt and sediment, no longer stirred by any outside force, will start to settle at the bottom of the jar. This creates a layer of dark sludge on the floor of our miniature world. The water above this layer might begin to look just a little bit clearer. At the same time, if we look very closely at the plant's leaves, we might see tiny, glistening bubbles forming. These are bubbles of pure oxygen, the gift the plant gives back to its world as it performs photosynthesis. The plant is alive and working. As a week or two passes, the change becomes much more obvious. The water is noticeably clearer now. We can see the plant more distinctly, its green leaves seeming brighter against the cleaner backdrop. The layer of sediment at the bottom may have become thicker as more and more particles have settled out. The plant has been absorbing nutrients from the water, essentially eating some of the dissolved organic matter that made the water dirty. In doing so, it has locked those materials away inside its own leaves and stems. The plant is literally growing by cleaning its home. Inside this sealed ecosystem, a delicate balance is being struck. The plant produces oxygen, which helps support tiny microscopic organisms that may also be in the water, which in turn help break down waste. The plant absorbs carbon dioxide that these organisms release. It is a cycle of giving and taking. The plant acts as a natural filter, both physically trapping particles and chemically absorbing dissolved impurities to use as food. It is a slow, methodical cleaning process, driven entirely by the quiet, persistent power of a single green plant and the light of the sun. The jar has become a living testament to nature's ability to find balance. So, after watching our jar for several weeks, we can ask the final question: can a plant truly purify the water in a sealed jar all by itself? The answer is a qualified and wonderful yes. The plant, through its natural life processes, has made the water remarkably clearer. It has absorbed nutrients and impurities, and its presence has allowed heavy particles to settle. It has acted as a living filter, transforming a murky, unpleasant environment into one where it can thrive. The water is not medically sterile, of course, but it is visibly and chemically cleaner than when we started. However, this little ecosystem is fragile. It depends on a perfect balance. It needs just the right amount of light. Too little, and the plant cannot perform photosynthesis. Too much, and the water can get too hot or grow algae. If the water was extremely polluted with chemicals, the plant might not survive at all. So, while the plant is a fantastic cleaner, it has its limits. It cannot remove all types of pollution. It shows us that nature has powerful cleaning abilities, but it also shows us that we must be careful not to overwhelm these natural systems with too much damage. This simple experiment in a jar is a powerful reminder of the role plants play on our entire planet. Forests are the lungs of our world, breathing in carbon dioxide and breathing out the oxygen we all need. Wetlands and water plants, just like the one in our jar, filter and clean our rivers and lakes, providing homes for countless creatures. Plants are not just beautiful, they are essential workers, silently maintaining the health of our planet. They provide us with food, with air, and with clean water. They are the foundation of life as we know it. Therefore, when we look at a tree, a flower, or a simple blade of grass, we should remember the incredible work it is doing. Our sealed jar shows us, on a small scale, what plants are doing all across the globe. They are our partners in keeping the earth healthy and beautiful. This is why it is so important for us to protect our forests, our oceans, and our wild places. By taking care of the plants, we are, in a very real sense, taking care of ourselves and ensuring a healthy, living world for all the generations to come. Nature's balance is a precious thing, and it is our duty to preserve it.